Okay, I'm now in the tram. There's other people, but I'm still gonna do this because I think I have to learn how to get out of my comfort zone to like get anywhere in life. So yeah, this is so great. I feel also so much of like my stomach is hurting very, very bad, and I don't know why. Probably I've drank too much coffee or something, but like I'm in so much pain. Okay, so regarding what I said in the previous video, sorry, I had to burp. Sorry, I had to burp again. Regarding what I said in the previous video, the whole thing, as I mentioned, was a little bit shocking to me. But then my coworker was actually the one that shocked me most because it's a male person, identifies as a male, has also like is gay, and so it kind of shocked me more because I would have assumed that that person would know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I did have assumptions, and I just don't know. But I would have expected that person to not say what they said. Okay, so after this lady went outside again, he got like really pissy, and was like, "Why?" And then he was like, "Yeah, the subject matter, the other thing, blah blah blah." It was like, "Yeah, but like she obviously wasn't in a like in general, she wasn't in a very good headspace because." And I was also like scared to kind of let her like go because I was like, oh my god, what is gonna happen if I don't like help this woman? But also it's not my place to help this woman because I also don't know how. So when I told him that I felt like she was obviously either in danger or just like in a very, very crazy state, he was like, yeah, well, you know, why is she then even in this position? I'm like, yeah, it's not something like you that you can't control, And then he said like, well, she can just leave. I was like, wait, it's not that easy. And that kind of, I mean, it made me a little sad. And I think that perception was there. And I think that realization by my coworker that I didn't receive this too well really came across because I really stood my ground. Like sometimes it can be a little vague and not have like the strongest opinion about things. But in that space, I was really like, no, I'm so sorry, but like I'm not gonna take that back. Actually, I'm not sorry because I do not think it's her fault. I think we get manipulated very easily, and then you know, um, he also said like, well, I guess I just don't know, and then I said, yeah, well, I do. And so it's not like that easy. And I know me and I know family members, and we're all strong women. And we still got, like, ended up in that position. Like, the manipulation tactics. Okay, let's not say manipulation tactics, because I actually don't believe it comes with a clear intention. That's what I believe, but I also, maybe I'm naive. But I can't believe that people just intentionally are like that. I think they just lose themselves like in the life in their behaviors, like on how they grew up, and like one thing leads to another, and then at a certain point you're just sitting there with that person, and that person is pushing you down onto the bed or other things, and I think that's not like something that comes from one. I really don't think it comes from one day to the other. I think it's not something that people even think about. That's why I have such a problem with the word narcissism, because, with the word narcissist, because I feel like it's not that black and white, and I think we all have tendencies and this and that. But I think I said that about in another video once. But I do feel like it is really not that easy, and we make it way too much just black and white. And yeah, so I guess that was a lot yesterday, and that kind of laid really heavy on me. Not gonna lie, that triggered something in me, and I tried talking about it with like my friends, but I don't think like because she has experienced similar things as well, just like in a, let's say, a little more crazy way. But if you want to put value and placement on it, as I said, I don't like to do, but it's just easier to explain. Mm, if I don't want to go into major detail. And oh, oh my god. Oh, one moment. I feel majorly nauseous. Ooh, oh my god.
Mayenweg.
Ooh, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Ooh, I'm in a lot of pain. Oh, my stomach is hurting like crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so anyways, that's that. And another coworker. Huh? It was kind of crazy. I think she told me like she got stalked once. I think that it's like so crazy what can happen in relationships. And I do wonder, and I try to analyze behaviors, and also analyze behaviors. Yes, it can also happen in women, as it did in my previous relationship, but I do wonder, like, men and how it is, like, is it just because of how they grew up? Is it that they always get coddled or more often get coddled? Does that have something to do with that? I don't know. I don't know. But I do think it's a very interesting topic of conversation. And I think it has to be talked about more. But I also realize, like, when I talk about this with friends, when I talk about it with family, they always, like, close the door to the topic of conversation. And I understand it's not an easy topic to talk about. It is hard. But I think it's so important. I think it's so important for the people that have experienced it, but also for the people that have not experienced it. I think it can be a prevention method, it can be a form of healing, it can be, just awareness. And I do think that it is so important to talk about these things. I don't think it should be ignored. And I think topics of like trauma always have a tendency to just get ignored, and especially DV. But it is so crazy how often it happens, and I think it's so sad. I see it more like interestingly, I see it more in like commercials in a way than even being talked about in real life, and that's kind of odd, right? Anyways, I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm gonna stop talking now. But like, I'm very proud of myself that I didn't because actually no one cares if I talk into my phone right now. So I'm glad that I just continue, but it is a little hard for me. Not gonna lie. But I'm also right now I'm in a lot of pain, and I really don't wanna. I wanna focus on breathing. So talk soon.